Hey kids, welcome to our next video lesson. Your notes should say something like parallel lines and transversals on the top. I love this lesson. I just love these angle relationships and the things that we can do with them. So without further ado, let's get started. So today, after our lesson, you'll be able to identify relationships between lines and special angle pairs. All right, let's get rolling. Parallel lines. I know this is a review, but it's a good review. Some of the material we do go over today, you should know, like parallel lines, for instance. But if we just roll with this, obviously the formal definition of parallel lines would be two coplanar, so that means they're on the same plane. So two coplanar lines that do not intersect. Yep. How do we know in a picture if lines are parallel? Well, we use these little, do you guys see those? You probably can't see those highlight marks. What about this color? No? All right, we'll go back to the pens. Okay, do you guys see those arrow marks? That indicates that those lines A, B, and C, D are parallel. And then just for shorthand, like if you were to write this like in a problem or just didn't want to write the word out parallel, these vertical bars right there mean parallel. So line AB is parallel to CD. That is parallel lines. Parallel planes are obviously two planes that do not intersect. So they kind of like levitate on top of each other. So like if these pieces of paper were planes, like do you see how they just are right on top of each other? They never touch. Or they could be vertical like this. They never touch, they're parallel. And again, we use those vertical bars right there to indicate parallel if you wanted to write it in symbolic notation. So plane J is parallel to plane K. This might be new. Skew lines. So skew lines, the formal definition, are non-coplanar lines that do not intersect. So I like to use my arms for this. So they're not on the same plane, okay? And then one line is going up and down, and one line is going like this. You guys see that? I don't know where to go. So maybe I'll use my pens like this. One's going up and down, and one's going like back and forth. You guys see that? Okay. So some examples. We could have TP. Let's do that. So TP and UV. That would be one. So do you guys see how they're on opposite planes and they do not intersect? So that'd be one. We could do SP and VR, because I'm just making this up. There's many options you could do. I'm just trying to give you some. Or what if we did TU and QR? I don't know, just mixing it up. Like I said, many options. Just have one go up and down and one like side to side on opposite planes. Skew lines. Okay, let's look at these examples here. Name all segments parallel to AE. So if I find AE, it's right here. So basically we're finding all other ones that are going straight up and down. So that would be HD, FB, and GC. Perfect. Give two examples of parallel planes. Well, an easy one would be like the bottom. So plane, and I have to get 3 points. I'll do ABD. And then the top, this top guy, plane EFG. That works. And then another one we could do would be like, should we do like the left and right wall? So like this left wall. So it could be plane EHD. And then this right wall, plane FBC. How do you feel about that? Then our last one, name all segments skew to GH. Oh, I kind of regret drawing on this. That's fine. Where's GH? Okay, do you guys see that? That's the one we want. So everything skewed to that. So remember, it's going like this, so we can't have any that are going this way, all right? Because they'd be parallel. So we could have EA. We could have FB. So we knock those out. We couldn't do HD because do you guys see how they would intersect? And GC? But we could have BC on the bottom and AD. And that's it, because any other segment would be parallel to it or would intersect it. So we only have 4. I know my picture's kind of messy, so if you're confused about that, we'll do some whiteboard review or something like that in class to hopefully clear up any of that confusion. Some more examples here. Might be a good idea to pause the video and try these on your own if you want, but if not, we can sure do it together. But it says name all segments parallel to JK. JK is just this bottom guy. There's only one, and the only one would be OP. Name all segments parallel to NS. We have quite a few here. So basically any segment that is running, I want to say horizontally, like NS would be parallel to it. So if we just go around, MR would be 1. LQ would be our next one. KP. Then our last one, JO. Name a plane parallel to plane JKL. JKL. So JKL is this pentagonal side here. So basically, what's the other side that matches that, folks? Would be this pentagon. Yes. So pick 3 letters on that plane. I'm going to pick plane QRP. QRP. Name 4 segments skewed to RQ. RQ is this guy right here. So remember, not on the same plane and do not touch. So we could do JO. We could do NJ. NS. What's another one? QP or QP. I'm so sorry. KP. Again, there are more than 4, but those are just 4 that I chose offhand. Okay, finally to like my favorite stuff, okay? Please be excited with me. So first thing we need to talk about is what is a transversal? So a transversal is a line that intersects 2 or more lines. So in this picture here, we have line L, line M, and line T. Out of these 3, which one is our transversal? I hope you're thinking line T because that's the one that intersects these 2. So line T would be our transversal. Now, when this happens, we have a bunch of special angle relationships that form. It's good stuff, you guys. Oh, I might have to zoom out just a tish here. Okay, here we go. So our first angle relationship that happens are corresponding angles, and I like to say that they're in matching spots. You can add that if you want. It might be helpful. So if we look at these 4 angles right here, do you guys see how angle 1 is in the top left corner? Now, which angle would match that in these 4? I hope you're thinking 5, right? Because it's in the top left corner of these 4. So like angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. So now if we go around, angle 2 matches what down here? Angle 6. If we keep working our way, angle 3 is in the bottom right corner. What's in the bottom right corner down here is angle 7. If we keep going around, Angle 4 matches what? Angle 8. Corresponding angles are in matching spots. Okay. Alternate interior angles is the second relationship that can happen. Now, this kind of like describes what's happening. So alternate would mean like opposite. So they're on opposite sides of our transversal and they're on the inside. So like, why don't we go like this? So do you guys see how we're right here? We're in between these two lines. Will you call that the interior? Interior, so you like know. So my alternate interior angles would be like 4 and 6. They're on opposite sides on the inside. So angle 4 and angle 6. Same thing with 3 and 5. They're on opposite sides of our transversal line and they're on the interior. So angle 3 and 5 would be alternate interior angles. Okay, similarly, alternate exterior angles would be on opposite sides of that transversal on the outside. So then we can call like this area up here the exterior. And same thing right here, our exterior. Okay, so if it's real similar, like angles 1 and 7, they're on opposite sides on the outside. So angles 1 and 7, or 2 and 8. Now our last angle relationship would be the consecutive interior angle. So consecutive means like next to or in a row. So like consecutive numbers would be like 4, 5, 6. Like they're right next to each other, right? So consecutive would mean on the same side and then interior on the inside. So they're next to each other on the inside. So where would that be? Well, here's my inside, right? My interior. Now what's next to each other? Well, 4 and 5 are. Or 3 and 6. Again, I feel like these first few lessons we have together are really vocab heavy, but this is vocab we will use all year. I just love this stuff, you guys. This is great. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff with these angle relationships, but again, it will become more solid the more we use them and talk about them, okay? Okay, I think what's next is just naming. So let's see how we do. Color I want to use green. Okay, here we go. It says name the type of angle relationship or write none. So angles 1 and 8. So they're on opposite sides of that transversal and on the outside. So maybe we'll do that for this one. Here's our interior, exterior, exterior. Okay, so these ones would be alternate. You can abbreviate if you want. Exterior. I might start abbreviating. Alternate exterior angles. 2 and 3, so they're on the same side on the inside, so they'd be consecutive interior angles. Consecutive interior. 5 and 7, so it looks like to me they're in matching spots, right? Like this is in the bottom left corner and so is this one. So they would be corresponding angles. 2 and 7, they're on opposite sides of that transversal on the inside. So alternate interior. Angles 1 and 3, they are in matching spots, right? Top left corner, so they are corresponding. And then our last one for this example, 6 and 7, they are on the same side of that transversal on the inside, so they are consecutive interior angles. Okay, good work, team. We will start with this in class. If you maybe want to go through and see what you can kind of figure out on your own, I'll probably start that way anyways and just see what you remember from this video. If not, I can't wait to see you in class. Have a super rest of your day, and until then, adios.